Alrighty. Okay. I'm going to talk to you about the lolly shop. Now, the lolly shop's pretty complex sort of shop, you know. You've got DMT, you've got mescaline, you've got magic mushrooms, you got LSD, you got trips, you got cocaine, you got heroin, you got morphine, you got painkillers, you got marijuana, you got ice, you've got crocodile, you've got crack cocaine, you've got chocolate, you've got cigarettes, you've got booze. Now, all these are available in the lolly shop. Now, this lolly shop can open for you when you're 16. It can open for you when you're 22. It can open for you when you're 28, 35 or 38 when I really went to the lolly shop. Now, the key to surviving society and not ending up like a drug-fucked idiot or an alcoholic that smokes 60 cigarettes a day and ends up with teeth like these from smoking cigarettes. So, okay, I'll tell you about cocaine. Now, that's a nice drug. Very expensive, $300 a gram, probably $350 now, $400. And the problem with cocaine in Australia is it's cut to the shit house, okay? They cut it with all sorts of stuff, so you're probably only getting 30% cocaine. Now, because it's so cut, you dip into the bag all night long, and you've usually got a lot of friends when you take cocaine, so your baggie disappears pretty quickly. So it can turn into a nasty addiction that costs you a lot of money, okay? Because you're probably taking a gram a day at $350 a gram. So, you know, that works out to about $2,500 a week. Now, the next nasty drug, which I got into when I was 38, is ice. Now, you smoke it through a pipe, a glass pipe, or you inject it, or you drop it. Now, ice is a deadly drug. Like, after 8 years on ice, I was insane, covered in sores, my teeth were all falling out, and I thought people could read my mind and I was in a movie. So, you know, it's not such a great drug. It does make you feel like Superman, though. And if you're a depressive sort of guy who has anxiety, it also takes them away. But it was costing me $100 a day for 1.5 pints, you know, of pure methamphetamine. Okay, another drug, marijuana. Now, I've given up all the heavy drugs 6 years ago, like ice, heroin, morphine, and yeah, marijuana has never killed anyone. It might have sent them a bit psychotic, but no one's ever overdosed on marijuana, and you don't get too many people smoking pot and fucking beating up their wives like you do on alcohol. So marijuana's all right, you know. You can turn into a pothead, right? It's about $400 an ounce now, or a gram for 20 bucks. So it can get expensive. And when in my heyday, when I was a really heavy pothead, I'd smoke 2 ounces a week. All right, your next drug, ecstasy. Now, ecstasy comes from ginkgo, viola tree, sassafras tree, and saffron flour. 3 ingredients for making ecstasy. Now, the problem with ecstasy, when you buy ecstasy tablets, they like to throw a lot of other shit. They like to throw a lot of other shit in there as well, which fucks up your kidneys, you know, and can kill you, you know. So you got to watch it. My advice is don't take ecstasy tablets because you don't know what's in them. You know, they're going for about $40 a tablet. Get the MDMA crystal. Okay, you can't go wrong with that because it's pure MDMA. And yeah, you can smoke that or drop it, you know. So I'm still prone to taking MDMA. I actually want it off the government for my PTSD and depression. All right, next drug, heroin. Now, I waited till I was 44 to blast a needle of heroin up my arm. And when I did it, I was like, fuck me dead, you know. I've been looking for this feeling all my life. And yeah, I was addicted straight away, you know. And once you've stuck a needle in your arm, you've gone too far, you know. It's sacrilege, you know. It's like getting put on a cross, you know. But I did that at 42, you know, because I couldn't get any ice. So I got into the heroin. And I was working 3 hours a day doing gardening and house cleaning and getting paid in heroin. So that went on for 6 months. I was a full-on junkie. Now, before I got into that blasting heroin up my arm, I used to take morphine tablets. I'd pay $50 for an 80 milligram Oxycontin and I'd just eat them. And I'd go on the nod, just same as when I blasted heroin. So yeah, you know, heroin's hard to get off because it's highly addictive. But I went to rehab and got off heroin, off the ice. Yeah, so then there's magic mushrooms. They're good fun. You got to know what you're doing though. Don't just go and pick any mushroom, okay? You got your gold tops and your blue meanies. And they're usually found around cow shit. And you dip them in honey or you can make a coffee out of them and go on your trip, you know. I've had it about 10 times. Then there's LSD, you know, pure LSD, which comes from a bacteria growing on wheat. Now, that stuff's fucking pretty powerful shit. They might give you a drop on your mouth, you know, out of the bottle. So if you ever get a chance to take LSD, think about it, because sometimes you can stay on that trip forever, you know, never come back. Same with peyote, which is a mescaline or a cactus. You boil up cactus and drink the juice. Or you boil up the flowers of the cactus, mescaline. Or you can make a tequila out of it or an alcohol. But that'll put you on a shamanic trip as well. Then you got painkillers. Now, painkillers are highly addictive. I remember when I was 24, I got out of the army and I took some Petadine Forte and took away my headache, and I also relaxed. So, yeah, be aware of painkillers, you know. Trips, which is acid dripped on a little bit of cardboard and you eat it, okay? They're good fun too, but be aware, sometimes you'll never come back, you know? It's got strychnine in it and it poisons your central nervous system. That's why you trip out. Then there's booze, you know, alcohol. Now, a lot of people do stupid things when they're drunk, you know, and alcohol's legal, you know, and I'm like, maybe they should ban alcohol and free the weed, you know, and a bit of ecstasy, free the cocaine, you know, maybe, and smoke an opium poppy, you know. It's like, you know, ban the booze and give us the drugs. But, yeah, so the lolly shop is definitely open from 15 upwards, you know, because my first joint, I was 15, you know, and my first drinking alcohol, I was 15. So, and ever since my first drug abuses, I'm an addict. Like, if there's a good feeling to be had, I'm there with bells on, you know. Like, if drugs were in the world, Sean Norman was going to find them. He walked down the garden path, went to the lolly shop, and took nearly everything he can take except for crocodile and crack cocaine, you know. I've taken everything. And I've been spat at the end of it all. And I just smoke a bit of herb now and have a couple of beers a week, you know. I don't get pissed anymore, and I don't smoke 2 fucking ounces of marijuana. I might smoke about 5 grams a week. But that takes the edge off the PTSD and the depression, and, you know, fulfills my day, makes me creative, and I eat properly, and, you know, it kills the fucking, the mundaneness of life, you know. It's like when you approach the day and you're stoned, it's like, wow, you know, I'm not thinking like a reptile, I'm not in survival mode, I'm in mammal mode, you know, the frequency of my brain's changed. But stay away from the ice, okay? If anyone offers you ice, they're not your friend. That's my advice, and don't stick a needle of heroin in your arm, okay? Because you'll do it again. That's how nice the feeling is, right? Everything stops and you go on the nod, okay? All the pain and the depression and the anxiety and the bad feelings all disappear. So be aware of that. Now, my advice to you, if you're going to the lolly shop, stay away from the ice, the heroin, try the cocaine. Don't make it an addict, don't become an addict. Just dabble in it. Take some LSD, take some ecstasy crystals, MDMA crystal. Take some magic mushrooms, try the mescaline, and stay away from crack cocaine and crocodile, and yeah, if you do the mushrooms, know what you're going for. Gold tops. They got a gold ring on them. They're pretty big and white. And the blue meanies, you squeeze them and they go blue. That's the strychnine in them. That's what poisons your nervous system. And it comes from cow shit. Yeah, but if you stick to a couple of joints a week and 2, 3, 6 packs a week and don't smoke cigarettes, you'll live to 110 and you will never have to go to rehab, and your emotions won't rely on getting fucked up to handle the day. If you know what I mean. But it's whatever gets you through the night, you know. But be aware of addiction. Chocolate's addictive, so is coffee, so are cigarettes. Very addictive, okay? Everything's addictive. Sex is even addictive. So know your dopamine levels, your serotonin levels, and Yeah, indulge in drugs. Don't be afraid of them, but be aware of the catchy ones, you know, walking down the garden path. Okay, and if you're going to take drugs, do it with friends or at home with your mum and dad. You know, if you're going to try it for the first time, be around people that love you enough to call an ambulance in case you're fucked, you know. They're not going to go, oh no, we can't call an ambulance, we got to hide this, you know, because we all took drugs or we all got drunk or, you know, we all just smoked opium, you know. It's like, you got to be around people that love you, your good friends or your family. You know, when you're young and you want to experience, say, marijuana, go say to your mum and dad, Mum, Dad, I'd like to try marijuana, is that all right? And I'd like to do it at home. But marijuana will become legal. When I do my documentary, they're doing a documentary on my life. Somalia, the PTSD and the drug abuse and the alcohol abuse. So during the doco, I'm going to talk the talk and walk the walk about freeing marijuana. So I'm going to tell the government I use it for my PTSD. And I know a lot of cancer patients use it and people who are in pain. So, yeah, so I'll do my best to free the weed. And, yeah. But I'm talking to you kids, you know, and you adults, you young adults. I've done it. I've been there and fucked up, right? I enjoyed it, and there were some bad times that went with it and some pretty out there thoughts, you know? Because once you go crazy and you come back sane again, you remember everything you thought about when you were crazy. So it never goes away, okay? But if you want to take drugs and expand the mind and be a bit of a shaman, then, hey, hats off to you. Watch the garden path, stay away from ice, and don't inject heroin, smoke it.